everybody. I'm Mike Balzano, group publisher at BNP Media with R&R and the Experience Events, and welcome to episode 2 of Trade Talks, Unlocking the Experience, our weekly venture into the great event that we're running right now, and we're so proud to be here. Joining me is my partner in crime, the editor-in-chief of R&R, the lovely Mildred Ingram, as always. And I'm so proud. Our guest today, he's an educator, a business owner, a speaker, a leader, a husband, a father. He's a microbial warrior. He is a gymnast, I just found out.
What? And a
Let's
writer.
get started. Hold on. He's a 50-year industry veteran. He's been to more experiences than I ever will, and he's just a good guy. Please welcome Barry Costa.
All right.
Hey!
I know.
Well, gymnast, that's in my a long time ago. Now rounds in official shape, not found on a Wheaties box, and that's me now.
Hey, once you have it in you, you can still do it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the joke, right? What do you mean? I am in shape. I'm round, right?
Yeah, there you go. There we go. And Mildred, you will visit me in the hospital if I try to do it again.
Oh, no.
Barry, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. You know what? I want to, we're going to get to talk about the experience in depth, I promise. But I was looking back at your career for the three people who don't know. It's amazing. You've really done so much. When did you get started with the Costa Group?
With a cost group. Well, actually, I had a cost group in Peterborough, New Hampshire, when Carol and I lived out on the East Coast. And then about 11 years ago, we moved to Arizona. And so it's been in existence for quite a few years. Prior to that, I had the Carpet and Cleaning Craftsman, carpet cleaning, restoration, carpet installation company that I was doing right along as well. And prior to that, it was my dad's company, Cost Group. Let's see, no, Costa Carpet Company Incorporated. You got to have your C's in order, right? And learn how to walk, keep back on my knees again. And that's how it all started when I was 12 years old.
That's amazing. Then you were a public school teacher as well for 10 years.
Yeah. 10 years. I taught at the elementary school in Peterborough, New Hampshire, and very proud to say I was a teacher of the year with the New Hampshire Physical Education Association. So it's kind of nice. I really enjoyed it. The kids were great, and the parents were awesome.
That's wonderful. And then eventually you joined like you said, your dad's company.
Yeah.
And here we are. It's 2023, just like that, right? It seems
it was amazing. We smashed the atoms together. I was a school teacher, but I had been doing this my whole life. And in fact, I talked to my sister this past week. She came to Thanksgiving with us here in Arizona. And she said, Mom was so upset. We spent all that money to put you through Springfield College to be a school teacher. Then you started a carpet cleaning company again. I said, but look what I did to it. I smashed the atoms together. Now I'm teaching in the industry that I love. And absolutely, it's not even work, it's play, as Nick Palella used to say. So
we've talked to a couple people on this interview. Yeah, indeed. We've talked to a few people on this interview and off the interview for sure. And they always seem to have the same. I said, well, gosh, you had a different background. What led you to restoration and all this? And they said, it's just the industry. We're helping people and we love doing it. And you can just see from your facial expression how passionate.
Well, yeah, helping people, that's what it's all about. I look at society today and I'm going, this is not the society I want for my son. Why aren't people really coming together and helping? Even Lincoln said a house divided will fall. And look at how much further we could be if everybody just helped a little bit and supported each other rather than step on each other. But so I'm not going to be a victim. I want to try to lead and hopefully get a lot of people along with me and others that are already doing it and make a difference.
That's what, I'm not surprised to hear that. It's wonderful. And that's the kind of guy. I've known you for a year. And honestly, you're one of the best people I know already.
Then you don't know very many people, do you, Michael? I mean,
I feel people. You're in the top 5 for sure.
No, very
great. Now, how many experience events have you been
to? All of them except the very first, which was the Luxor, way back in 1999. And that was actually when it was Connections, and 4 associations came together to create that first meeting of connecting people together. And but every experience I've been to.
That's amazing. And your role it's probably changed quite a bit throughout the years, I would think.
Oh gosh, it really has. And working with Larry Cooper all those years, Larry and I have been best friends for so long, and I'm really happy to see him move now in another direction. He's going to build some new things. He wants the baby that they grew, obviously, to grow, and
Mhm.
it's in great hands with you guys. That's why I said when you asked, "Hey Barry, would you mind helping us?" Absolutely. I mean, it's all about the event. And
Mhm.
part of that event was being with your friends and doing things with your friends. But yeah, I've been involved in every one of them, the experiences, and each one is its own unique energy. It's hard to describe, and it's so funny how themes begin to grow out of them with each one.
Almost naturally. And I've only been to two. Like, absolutely. They do
Yeah,
naturally grow. Yeah. It's the
yeah.
people. It's the people.
It really is, and it's the energy that develops within the event all in itself. And seeing people you haven't seen for at least 6 months or a year, and some of the best education happens literally when people get together and they start sharing, "Hey, this is happening. Have you ever had that happen? And what do you do?" And it isn't just the events that are organized by the organizers of the event; it's the
Yep.
side events that go on that really make it worthwhile as well.
Yep.
This year, as everybody knows, there are two experience events each year. The first next one coming up April 3rd through the 5th at the Chattanooga Convention Center in lovely Chattanooga, Tennessee. Registration is open now. Sign up to be an attendee and be at this event. Early bird rates go until the 31st of January. rnrmagonline.com, our website. That's where you can find all the event information and sign up yourself. So let's talk about some memories, Barry. I know we talked a little bit off camera. Any
Oh
things
yeah.
you want to discuss or point out that we should know to the people?
Oh gosh. Well, let's see. I'm gonna look at it. I put some trivia questions here, and stuff. In fact, like I said, in 1999, the first show that happened was well. Step back even further than that. Prior to the connections and or the experience being developed, associations used to have their own mini conventions. I remember John Masuri, who was Ohio Steamway, Dick Hook out of Michigan. These gentlemen were the pioneers of doing schools in our industry, and the various associations would put on their own convention. Well, think as a vendor now. You've spent an awful lot of money to support the association, their convention, but you only have an audience of about 50 people for traffic. Well, when you look at the ROI on that, it's not
Yeah.
very nice, but yet the vendors were always there to support the associations. And I was so impressed. So, four associations, some history here, four associations came together, they met, and that birthed the first connections in 1999 at the Luxor Hotel in
Mm.
Las Vegas. From that, it grew into a bigger amoeba with lots more pseudopodia sticking out there. And then there was a change in guard. Larry Cooper came in. He was managing the connections events, but then they switched and it became the experience with meetings and events running it. And
Mhm.
from there, history's in its wake here. But I think some of the greatest memories. Um, um, well, there were times when sadly people passed away.
Mhm.
And during that event, people celebrated the life of those people. Some real icons of our industry, Cy Gant, for instance,
Mhm.
from the carpet industry itself. He was on the board of the IICRC as well. And Tom Hill once told me, when Cy speaks, be quiet and listen. This is a man of great knowledge. We also had celebrations of Bill Yaden and Colleen's anniversary at one of them. But then we also had retirements when Jeff Bishop retired, Tom Hill, his wife Carol Lee, Lindsay Barlow, they all retired. We also had a celebration during the event for these people. So if you didn't know the people in the background that actually ran our industry, you had a chance to meet them up front, personal. And some of the events, oh my God, the first Flood House, and we
Oh
already
man.
always made it a show. We had this one time. a set of stairs. We had a toilet up at the top and two 55-gallon buckets of water waiting that nobody could see behind the curtain. It's like the Wizard of Oz here. And we hired a person who went up the stairs in a bathrobe and he's singing. He was all mic'd up. He's singing. This is how we allowed people into the trade show. They walk over, they're watching this guy
Yeah.
just hamming it up like crazy. He sat down on the toilet broke. He fell down the stairs because he
No.
was a professional. All the
Okay.
water's coming with him, and that's how we introduced the flood house. So
It-
we've always tried to have a great time with people and set the tone of it isn't just education, guys. We work our tails off. Let's get together. Let's have a great time. Let's have a party. And yeah, let's learn too while we're at it.
Mhm.
When was that? When was the first flood house?
Where was the first flood house? You would ask me that. I think it was I think it was at the Hilton. Okay,
Mhm,
because we in the order we went from the Luxor to the Riviera. The
mhm.
Riviera was always known as being smoky. We didn't really like that
It's a
I
place.
can
lot.
vouch for that.
We were there
Yeah.
once. Then the Hilton, Las Vegas Hilton. Then we went to the Mirage, Paris, and now we're at Caesar's Forum, as we will
Mhm.
be in September.
Yeah.
I think what are the dates, Mike, for September? Is it
September 4th through the 6th, the day
yeah,
after
4 to 6,
Labor Day.
yeah. And it's going to be at the same location as we were last year. But there's been a flood house at every one of those events in Vegas, starting with the Hilton, at least, and we've had it ever since. And then even the pavilions have increased in size. We've
Mhm.
had vendors like Phoenix and Normie building their things. Clean
Mhm.
Right in the center field of the trade show would do some hands-on. So, everyone wants hands-on. Come to the show.
Yeah.
You're going to get plenty.
That's
Well,
the
that's
experience. That's the
Yeah.
yeah, that's
experience.
Well,
that
you
has
know what?
been
I'm going to step back. I hope you don't mind me dominating here for a second.
no, please
You
do.
asked about a memorable time that it all of a sudden clicked. It was really interesting. In fact, I sent you a few files of the
Yeah.
history of the event. At the Hilton, up on the 28th floor, there were three, I mean, huge rooms. They were the best rooms in the hotel. And we didn't. I interviewed the Hilton staff to find out if they had some problems with their carpets that could be fixed. So they sent me a bunch, and we actually took a crew of people during the event, went up and did live repairs on their carpet. And I had people who have never touched the tools before doing these repairs, sweating bullets. But I told them, no matter what you do, I can undo it and fix it. So I'm not worried about that. But the Hilton got a couple $1,000s worth of free repairs by allowing us to use their facility live. And we did that also in Clearwater Beach and a bunch of places where they were getting free repairs, free carpet cleaning, and things, getting people to actually do their trade in the building, surrounded by experts in the field to kind of give them some hints or tricks of the trade to solve some problems. So that
That
was
is
really fun.
amazing.
That was
It
really
is
fun.
That's
amazing.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Off camera before we started, you were telling me a story about Clearwater also about, and we were discussing how it just everybody loved going there, but we just got too big.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
but you said something about when the flood was going to happen, but it's going to happen.
Oh, Clearwater Beach, Florida. Everybody loved the white sand and the camaraderie ship. And isn't it
Yeah.
great that a show outgrows the venue?
Yeah.
But every single year, we knew that at some time during the event, we were going to have a water damage in the trade show because Florida, obviously, towels required 24/7,
Yeah.
but you always had rain in the early afternoon, late afternoon,
Mhm.
and we would have a crew every year have to dry out a portion of the trade show, which was in the garage below the hotel, and it would flood out annually. So we already, by the second time it happened, we already lined up. Okay, you're going to supply the air movers. You're bringing the truck, but we had a crew ready to go.
Yeah, if only there were people that knew how to dry and clean and restore here. Oh, wait,
You know,
everybody.
you might think there'd be a few,
Yeah.
but
Perfect.
but but go figure. We're going to teach about this, and we got live activity with it.
Yeah.
But the sign of a good show is when things go on in the background that aren't planned for, but the
Mhm.
participants never know about it. So you're hearing about it now because we never let people know that the place got water damage. You had a crew down there drying it up overnight, and things like this. But because that happens in shows, and R&R, you guys are going to do awesome. Look, little tidbits of things are going to come up, and you just deal with them. You move on, and you always have a smile on your face.
Mhm.
We appreciate that, Barry.
Yeah,
So
thank
much.
you, Barry. We went into this whole situation. It's been about a year now since we've been working with the Coopers and now our own.
Yep.
And with our team, we instruct everybody. We don't even know close to everything. In fact, let's learn everything we can as long as we can and keep learning. And that's not just an experience thing, that's in life, right? You got
Yeah,
to just
you know
learn.
what? You never stop learning. The moment you do,
Right.
you should be 6 feet
Mhm.
under.
Yeah.
And what
Exactly.
you know what's exciting about this, Mike and Mildred, is that Larry, Trina, Jennifer, Jill, the whole staff, they were a phenomenal group, a phenomenal team, fun friends. They're more my family than sometimes my family,
Yeah.
and we absolutely enjoyed working together. But Ralph Bloss said, "Change is inevitable, growth is optional." And I
Mhm.
think Walt Disney was quoted as saying the same thing. Of course, I'll give Ralph credit,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
bottom line, folks, now that R&R has the show, I can't wait to see what's going to come now. I mean, new ideas, expansion of what R&R brings to the show. The sky's like the limit of how this can evolve into something that, like every year, kept evolving to get better and better and better. I think the Coopers simply handed the baton to you and said, "Keep it going, baby," because we worked hard to bring it to here, and no one wants to see their baby fall apart.
Fail.
Even in business, when you sell your company, you don't want to see it
Mhm.
to go in the hole. You want to see it grow, and that's why I'm here helping. Sean's helping. A
Yep.
lot of the people that have helped the Coopers are here helping because it's about the show.
Yep.
We loved working with our friends, but it's about the show. It's about giving back to the industry, which is the first statement you said about giving back.
Mhm.
So let's keep this puppy rolling, and I can't wait to see the ideas you guys come up with.
We're doing our best. It's definitely we're walking a tightrope on. We don't want to we want some new ideas. We definitely want to continue with the great traditions that were given to
That's
us
right.
too,
That's right.
and then that's okay. And that's why, as you mentioned, every year was new ideas coming from the Coopers and whatnot. We're going to try things like that as well. But
Yeah.
you'll see floods, you'll see cleaning areas. We'll see the whole. Trust me. Like I remember talking to Normie last year on the floor, and people are like,
Yep.
"Oh, they're gonna change the name." They're like, "No, no, no, come on, we're not gonna do any of that.
No.
we're just
No.
gonna just take what's working and go." Let me ask you something, Barry.
Yeah.
It's been ingrained into me for last year that hands-on is the key to this, and that's the one thing that differentiates the experience from everything else. What other? I mean, what are other reasons that you would know people would be in addition to that that people need to get to experience events? Either of them.
Well, you know what? It's actually great that you asked that because when you look back at the days of the Riviera, the first shows, it was about mainly about cleaning. And
Mm-hmm.
then restoration, especially water, with the writing of S500. In fact, we had a session where we had the consensus body members at the show and a good 3 hour program reviewing the new standard. And people in the audience could ask questions to the actual writers of why it says what it says, blah, 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 blah. And the doors were wide open. Well, at that point, the show then expanded from cleaning to add a lot of restoration. And then it kept adding more and more and more until Larry came up with the tracks of management, cleaning, restoration, remediation.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Jones comes in. Abra came in before Jeff many years ago to do a biohazard situation, but Jeff came in and just wowed everyone with a microbial warrior presentation. And then we tried the cage. And it sounds like the cage.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
familiar.
Well,
We need to hear about this. Yeah.
in this cage, we had like a 3 ring circus, a center area, like a circus, outside areas, and there were multiple activities going on
Wow.
at the same time. Then we added
Hmm.
contests to it. So yeah, the continual evolution, but hands-on is what everyone wants to have.
Yep.
And what R&R is going to be able to bring, I believe, is you're connected with many more industries outside of cleaning, restoration. You're connected with the installation community. You're connected in so many venues that and a lot of us, like I said, I grew up installing carpet, not cleaning it. We started cleaning in 1970, and so what I think R&R is going to be able to do, like Larry and Trina were doing, and Jennifer expanding the tracks, is you're going to theoretically be able to continue to expand the tracks as to what is hot in the industry right now. Case in point, World Floor Covering Association and CFI. Their number one challenge is getting people to become carpet installers, flooring installers. You can make all the greatest materials in the world, but if you don't have a workforce to install it, what good is making it? So CFI, I just noticed again, they've got for 100 people, they're putting out they're giving people tuition to training for the first 100 people. So that's an example. And you guys with your magazine, you're so connected with so many groups and people. Larry's big thing was he always wanted to keep expanding the science, expanding the knowledge, and look at the opportunities R&R has right now with the connections you have with people that have never been to the experience. So it's always nice to have new speakers, new concepts, new thoughts. And that's why I'm so excited about the baton being handed to you guys, that it's going to be successful. It can't fail. With that positive energy and the outreach you have, let's make it happen.
Yeah,
that's great.
We won't let it.
You know, it's all year long. Mildred and I have been talking, and we've been talking to our coworkers and the industry about, you know, we got to find a way to usher in the next generation. And every time I start talking about that, I feel like some of our veteran people give me, "What do you mean?" And I have to pull out my AARP card. I go, "No, I don't need to be fired." That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we need to be the mentor to the next generation. Bring them in. And I talked to Jeff Jones and some other people, and people who speak almost every time about our experiences, and said maybe we'll wait till Las Vegas. Let's get a couple new people, and there's new ideas and new things in here, and I want to make sure they're not offended, and they get it completely. We need them around, like you and me and Jeff and all those people.
Well, like you said, the constant expansion. Normie brought in a Spanish track for those that Espanol is their primary language. And you're absolutely correct, Michael. We have new people come in that aren't seasoned veterans in the industry. This show to them is one huge I'm lost. It's kind of like surface. I'm lost. There's so many things going on. So some guidance for them to say, hey, welcome into the industry. We recommend you do this. If you've never done this work, we've got from the basics to the most seasoned veterans activities going on. And where do you fit? And maybe a mentor program where you have people that'll tag along with these people to get them introduced to other people out there. I mean, it goes with the name, connections initially, and what an experience. And we want that to always be a positive, formidable experience for people.
That's wonderful. Mildred, any questions?
No, definitely not.
On the spot?
No questions. No questions. I've already asked a couple of questions that I had.
April 3rd.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
No,
go ahead. April 3rd to the 5th. And April 3rd to the 5th, Chattanooga Convention Center, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Spelled out randrmagonline.com. It's our website. I wish I could change that, but that's okay. That's our URL.
That's it.
That's okay. We'll have links and we'll go to it. So early bird rates until the 1st of January. This is great. Barry will be there. Mildred will be there. I'll be there. We're all going to be there. Why don't you? What's keeping you from coming? We're going to have a good time. I think that we're doing as a good.
Yeah, no, listen, Barry. I wouldn't miss it. I wouldn't miss it at all. It should be a great time. And for everyone listening to this podcast, unless you've been involved at this level of organizing an event like this, you have no clue the energy and work that goes in. So it's exciting to work with this new family that I'm with right now. The Coopers, I want to be a Cooper because they brought all their grandkids to Annie, and that had to cost an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
But you know what? I love Larry and Trina, and Larry's like my brother, and it's so nice because look, we're not getting younger, we're getting older. His focus right now is on his kids, his grandkids, where it should be. And
Mm.
they're still active. They've got a new venture they're opening up with wellness and health, and it's only going to succeed for them as well. Just like this baton is going to succeed with R&R. So thanks for allowing me to play with you guys in the event. Hopefully, I bring a little seasoning of experience that I can. Yeah, hey, that's a great idea. No, we already did that.
Yep.
Let me tell you what happened.
Yeah,
But you
no,
know
we
what?
need
It
your,
might
yeah, we
work
need your,
this time.
I've, I've told you 100 times, we need your brain, Barry, badly.
Oh,
So
oh
I feel like
God.
a scarecrow occasionally over here, but I got a trick question I'll leave you with. This is a hard one for somebody of your stature, but do you have a favorite moment, experience moment that you can think of? What, that was quite funny or whatever. I'll never forget that.
Wow.
I know
Um,
I should have warned you about that
well, you
one.
know what? It, I have to be selfish for once in my life, okay? Because um, 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 Clean Facts did an article and asked 4 questions, and it was all about giving. But I'm going to take the moment to receive at this moment. I think the biggest moment for me, we had just lost our daughter to cancer, Kim, back in the year 2000. And in the background, there was so much activity going on with not only the staff, uh, but the convention itself, the vendors, friends, colleagues. We raised $28,000 for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society during that event, and my heart was so touched. And I put together a PowerPoint presentation for my daughter's funeral, and they allowed me to actually present it at the experience. And I started crying. I just told everybody, "You're my family. You're my family." And so with Chattanooga and Vegas, hey, I want to see my family because none of us know when it's going to be our turn next. So wouldn't it be a shame that we missed that opportunity to be together again and tell people I love you, tell people let's support each other, let's make a difference in the world. And as my daughter would say, her fifth life lesson, touch as many lives as you can. And when she said those words, she was staring at her dad. So she basically told me what my purpose of being on the earth is. And I appreciate you allowing me to share this because this is how open I try to be with everyone. And if it's positive, I hope it rubs off. If it's negative, then I'm so sorry because it is what it is. I am who I am. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. And, but I really, really want things to go so positive for everybody. And together we have so much more power. So I'll see you all in Tennessee and Vegas. Let's party hard and let's work hard.
Yeah, you have my word. That's what we're going to do. And thank you for sharing that with all of us, Barry. Really, just being around you, you exude positivity and optimism, and so I'm glad you took the time to join us today and be a part of the show, being part of the events in general. It's just a huge, really, really thank you.
Well, thank you.
I think that's it. I think that's episode 2 is in the can, as they say in the industry. Trade Talks, Unlocking the Experience. I'm Mike Balzano, Mildred Ingram, and our guest, Barry Costa. We'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody.
Take care.